how things are looking, but we do have our Alolan Ninetales on the field.
Yeah, the A9 does scale really well early game. It just depends on how well they're able to scale it into the late game as well. We'll see what Toon decides to play. I know he likes to play the roulette kind of game, kind of best with us, but we will see if it happens to be. It is going to be the Azumarill, so this is going to be a really interesting matchup moving forward into this. You do have Kratos also on the Charizard. Another thing that I like to point out here is going to be Buddy Barrier on the Charizard, so more of a true defensive Charizard, just playing in that kind of style, and applying that pressure. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting matchup. We'll see how these two teams are going to be facing off, and you know, getting ready for that game one of our grand finals here tonight.
Right, this will be a little bit of a look still. Kratos was running that Venusaur earlier, I think we mentioned that, but like still running with the Charizard. It's still a Kanto starter. They seem to be doing this with our Kanto friends, but it's that long way to the top. So, you know, you're always looking for that level 9, because it just seems like, especially with Charmander, like you can't do a whole lot with my favorite Pokemon when it's in that stage, which is Charmander. It's my favorite, always has been. But in this game, kind of doing that little lizard dirty, you know, you gotta really level up and evolve quickly. So at least become that Charmeleon and make something happen. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got it. This is our grand finals, the first game. Let's see it. I see that hype in the chat, so thank you guys so much for being here with us, and we got that prediction running. Who's gonna win? So get your prediction in now or before the timer.
Yeah, another thing to go ahead and mention is you see the current L that is right next to the IXGT. It means that they are coming from the losers bracket. If they do win the best of 3 series, it does do a bracket reset, and we would have to go into another set with Gaming Gladiators and IXGT. But another thing to go ahead and mention, Chaotic is actually going to be swapped out for Black CH, another player from IX, and they are just ready to go. So we will see how well these two teams are going to be changing up here. Maybe, you know, substitutions have been made, and we'll see if that ends up switching up the way how these guys play in the first place.
Notice Sneaky Seal was looking for that same pit of tall grass that Kratos had right there. Kratos saying, I'm a little bit older than you. I can maybe bring you down, and say, yes, that will actually happen right here as that Charmeleon going up against the Squirtle. We talk about our Kanto starters, man, but at least we got a little one-level advantage right now from Kratos running with that Charmeleon. Those bees going down quickly, as they often do right now, my friends. We got the hyperspace hole on the goal for anybody that needs to come back up and support top right here, but looks like we're mostly leaving that untouched. Charmeleon will head back to the central area. Same goes for War Turtle, though, right here for GG Gaming Gladiators. As they got that 48 on the board, we're about to hit that 8 minutes in the game.
Yeah, the 8-minute mark is going to go ahead and, you know, just kind of set the basic tempo that we do have here. Espo kind of getting caught out here is going to be able to get scared away by Kratos here. Already level 7, which is really important. But once we start getting down to that, you know, the first spawn of the Dreadnought, it is going to be really important for these teams to go ahead and find a way to rotate and get ready for this fight. Especially since these early level Pokemon, especially like we're talking on the side of Gaming Gladiators, like War Turtle needs those levels. And same thing with Charmeleon at the moment for IXGT.
So right now, as far as we can see, you know, we're actually pretty stacked on the levels, and that's before the Dread shows up. You notice our Charmeleon just kind of one-upping everybody until that War Turtle right here, just under our nose, is Sneaky Seal going to pull that off. And so here we go. This is going to be the bees. This is going to be another source of our sweet coveted XP that we're going for before that Dread. And so notice the Slobber Knocker that's going down too as well, because that's going to bring down Lutano on the top path. Clutch KO right here in the last second, and then use the hyperspace hole right there to bring you back in and hopefully get you set up for that Dreadnought, because it's coming, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few seconds or now.
Yeah, and that looks like it's going to be the case. Everybody's starting to rotate down to bottom and get into position. Sneaky Seal already just kind of giving them the information that they need here. We do see the Aurora Veil going to be able to get dropped here, but the hyperspace hole is going to be able to recover the rest of the team, and now they're just spinning around. Lutano going to be able to secure that down for Gaming Gladiators now, looking at even more. Going to be able to bring down Black CH, and now looking for even more members of IXGT as they have to go ahead and back up out of this fight. Gaming Gladiators just taking a couple names on the way out. Going to probably back out and try to figure out if they want to go ahead and approach Rotom, or if they want to go ahead and break this front goal.
We see Pokemon Master Link Boy in the chat saying, let's go Tano. That is right, let's go Tano, ladies and gentlemen. So Lutano pulling that off for us, just like we know we can. Gaming Gladiators, this is the squad that we know. But IXGT, they're putting up the resistance. If you look at this timer, we're about to hit that 6 minutes on the clock. 48 is not huge, and especially when you're going up against the juggernauts of GG. We are going to see maybe, yeah, Black CH actually going to be taken down right here, and this will provide some more momentum, right, as we're talking about these scores, getting that Dreadnought earlier, right, and you're also bringing down somebody at a kind of a more key moment where they could have perhaps gone for Rotom. So, all in all, good and wonderful job by Gaimin Gladiators, who will now we see, of course, 95. That means that we're kind of furthering the gap and keeping this momentum a-rolling for GG.
Yeah, they're pacing themselves quite well, just trying to figure out what other objectives they can take, now focusing down on the Rotom. And this, if anything, applies pressure later down the line. You do see Sneaky Seal getting brought down there quite quickly now. Rotom dropping quite low, and Lutano going to get that last hit, making sure that they could go ahead and walk this through. Now, it depends on how quickly they want to play this out. The damage coming onto Talion. Can they go ahead and turn it around? Lutano going to be able to squeak out of there. Not going to be the case. Espo going to be able to get that last hit as they are trying to push the Rotom forward into this into that front goal. We'll see if they do decide to let it go, or if they are going to go ahead and break it down. The teleport is going to bring everybody else down here, or everybody else up here, to go ahead and deal with Rotom as well. But it looks like Gaimin Gladiators already starting to get in position for the next Dreadnought.
Right, that allowed GG, because they had that Rotom, that did allow them to do a lot more here as far as the Dreadnought's concerned. We are going to see, though, the Rings Unbound on both sides. That may allow IXGT to deal with Rotom and then teleport on in. That's what we see happen, because Charizard's right down in here to help, and that means IXGT will go ahead and take down this Dreadnought. This is perfect. They need some kind of momentum right here, because this is a close match by score, but if IXGT can just get a few more in, we're going to see maybe a different game as we kind of head towards that latter half, or certainly latter half of the mid-game, we should call it, but of course heading into the final stretch. You see their full pockets. You know, we got 40, 40, 50 right here, and then another 40 just as I'm talking. So certainly IXGT can make something happen. The Seismic Slam going down from Charizard right now. Kratos definitely looking to make something happen. If you can push back Lutano off of this goal, you're going to have kind of this menace of an attacker right now. Obviously an all-rounder type, but I mean attacker as far as how Lutano's playing this, you know, to try to not only defend, but come in. It's kind of like saying the greatest defense is a good offense. You know, I think I'm turning the phrase a little bit, but that's sort of what we were talking about right there.
Yeah, they're just out here trying to look for certain pickoffs. We're looking at Black CH next. Can they go ahead and get that? The Egg Bomb going to be able to push back the Charizard just a little bit. Not quite in range for the Aura Cannon, but they are going to be able to get at least one. Espo going to be able to rotate up here using the Hyperspace Hole, and now they're going to go ahead and try to chase away Lutano, trying to tell him, hey, go back home. You don't need this Rotom as much as we do. So it looks like IXGT is slowly starting to rotate their way up to this Rotom. Might be able to go ahead and apply a little bit of pressure. Meanwhile, Gaimin Gladiators are also down here. Might just try to go ahead and break this bottom goal while they're distracted up here.
You can see they looked kind of calm and collected as they had to make that clutch play, but ended up not going for them. So IXGT will go ahead and take that Rotom. But again, they looked very like calm, cool, and collected. GG right there hiding out in the tall grass. So this is actually going to be nice, because we're going to get the KO right where it's needed. Boom. Don't get a lot of these big dunks right here for this stage of the matchup. Teleport out with that Hyperspace Hole. This is looking real nice. Try to disrupt this, but it's just going to be 3 points, and then send Sneaky Seal on his way to go ahead and rapid spin on out of here.
Yeah, and you already see where IXGT is. They don't need to commit another ultimate in order to go ahead and take this Dreadnought. So already in great position to go ahead and close this out for them. Gaimin Gladiators just has to figure out a way how to either catch up in levels, or they have to play around the Zapdos perfectly well. It is going to come down to execution here. But yeah, the game is close. It's a matter of how well they want to go ahead and position themselves for this final fight.
You absolutely like to see it, and ladies and gentlemen, our first final stretch with Zapdos appearing for the grand finals of today's Pokemon Unite Blitz number 2. So see the positioning, try to see who's positioned where and what they're going to do with it, because this is where it all comes down to. I mean, when we've got 174 to 202, this is insane. This is a very close matchup that we could see right here, unless one of these teams can just kind of bust this out and get all the hundo dunks right on in after that.
Yeah, Sneaky Seal going to be able to pop the Hydro Typhoon to start, trying to go ahead and grab a couple of players here. For the level disparity, IXGT has that level disparity going there in their favor, so Sneaky Seal going to get shredded down, and they are going to go ahead and try to focus their efforts onto the Zapdos. The Egg coming through. We'll see if Zugrug can make the hero play. It is just up to them. The Safeguard keeping them up. They're trying to maybe find a position to maybe toss an egg. They get frozen up. HP dropping low, and that's not going to be the case. IXGT going to be able to secure that down. So great play by them, and they are just going to start dunking in these hundreds. But that doesn't mean that it is for free. You see the way how the rest of Gaimin Gladiators is trying to get in position to go ahead and punish the rest of the team from getting through here. They happen to bring down that other, they happen to bring down the A9. So now they are playing from behind, but they do have a little bit of time to play with 40 seconds left on the clock here. Gaimin Gladiators needs to find a way to go ahead and either open up this game or force a ton of people to play defense and win a fight.
It would definitely be a tall order. That's the thing I like to say at this point. I mean, you see Lutano's trying to come in here. We're going to, of course, throw down the hyperspace if you need it, but then go right back in after that refresh. And so Azumarill, right now, Toon can take somebody that is just really not played that much and make them a menace. And so Toon is doing that with the Azumarill. What can we pull off, right? Is try to put ourselves, put our body on the line, get in between all this, and look at this noise, right? It's going to all go down to this goal. They would need some severe, heavy math, I would say, severe and heavy. And Gaimin Gladiators dropping right there. So that will very likely go to IXGT. And when I say very likely, it's like, you know, we're pretty certain. So let's go ahead and see the score breakdown, even though we can pretty much glean the results, I would say, from this matchup. Kanashi, absolutely a slugfest there at the end, but that will, of course, go to IXGT with that 454 to 256 for Gaimin Gladiators.
I gotta say, it did come down to the objectives. The way how IXGT was able to secure down the Dreadnoughts and then also snowball their levels into more damage, more kills. It was really important for them to just get those KOs early, make sure that they cannot play around that. And it's just a really big play overall. IXGT was just kind of in the driver's seat in terms of levels and advantage. So definitely did really well moving forward. So now it is going to be up to IXGT to keep that pressure going, keep that pressure up. Meanwhile, Gaimin Gladiators, we might see something a little bit more standard come out from them. The Azumarill was kind of a, you know, last minute pick by Toon. We've seen it before, but we know that they don't want to be playing around, especially with this being, you know, winners finals. They know that they have another bracket that they can play with, but who really wants to be playing this much when you could try to close it out here? So I know that that wasn't necessarily a meme pick, but we will see if Toon is going to switch it up moving forward in this tournament.
You need a little bit of that. You just need that GG soul, you know. GG is that team that can come back when all the chips are down. So certainly we'll see, you know, what is game 2 looking like. The picks are going to make this, I think, very interesting. Or, you know, we're going to see GG. But I just really don't see them going the same picks exactly. But if they did, you know, it's just what strategy are we going to employ to change this all up? I love seeing the chat, though. You guys got that love for IX. I see Cafe Nando right there. Timebreaker Lucas said Toon will probably go with the Cinder, and that was kind of in the back of my mind. It was like, well, are we going to play Cinderace Greninja? You know, usually Toon a little bit more comfortable with that Cinderace, I would say, but when you say Toon is comfortable, it's almost like Toon is just comfortable with anything. So in the end, you know, I have the utmost faith in Toon to play any multi-tool of Pokemon. So definitely wonderful display, you guys. This is what we came to see. I'm ready for it. So that game 2, Kanashi, the onus is on GG, but IXGT, they know that I'm at least sure that they know they don't want to sit easy and try to rest easy after that, right?
Yeah, it's going to be, like, once again, it is the element of surprise. You don't know what you're going to be playing into until it happens. So, with Toon getting ready to hover over whatever, we can see Kratos. We'll see what they decide to pick up. We have seen them play a bunch of different things. Usually it is that, Kratos usually is on that Venusaur, but recently they've been letting Black play a little bit more, kind of in the bottom lane and letting Kratos hit that jungle, especially when they had Chaotic. But now they are going to go ahead and switch back. We will see if that is the case. Greninja's going to be the pickup here. Black is this time going to pick up the Blastoise, a little bit more CC, and now Toon. We'll see what they decide to run again. Oh my God, are you going Garchomp? This will be very interesting. It looks like that's going to be the lock in. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting match overall. They might just be like, hey, commentators, I heard you want more games to cast. Here you go. But this is going to be definitely an interesting one to see. I mean, Garchomp is not a Pokemon to scoff at. It's one of them that you have to play within a certain range, and if Garchomp closes out that range on you, it's going to be very difficult. but we will we'll see how it ends up playing out. I mean, if they happen to bring it out here, this will be the game to do so.
Yeah, the trajectory of all of that had Toon initially hovering over the Espeon at the very beginning, and it kind of gave us all some hope right there, right, to see the newcomer. It wouldn't have been maybe the best pick, but who knows? I mean, Toon, again, can make anything happen, but then we also saw like a slight moment of hovering for... It was a little bit while longer than just initially switching through on a Cramorant, and so Toon playing a Cram would be another one of those interesting ones. So landing on the Garchomp, I agree right there with K-Suff saying we love Garchomp Gaimin. That's what we're gonna see, and so Toon, definitely the player to give you guys all a match to watch. Your eyes hopefully glued to the screen when that happens. Egg Noob coming in early on. This is what it looks like, and Zug doing the same exact thing. You put your body on the line as that little Chansey, and man, it can take a lot of punishment. Neither of them gonna drop though really early on here in this match.
Yeah, they are applying that pressure, making sure that they can take whatever experience they can early. And IXGT definitely rolling with some of that pressure that they know that they have on their shoulders here. Toon already level 5, already that Garchomp trying to swoop on in here, maybe trying to deal some of the damage, but Black already getting ready to get chomped down here. Toon go ahead and push him back, trying to survive here. We'll see how much HP they happen to steal off of Espo. They happen to get that one too. Toon down to 1 HP, trying to get out, gonna use that safeguard in order to just gain a little bit of shield left. And now we'll see if they want to approach here, maybe get a little bit more. He's gonna go ahead and pull them all towards him. Now Toon trying to keep that pressure up, and is gonna take the hyperspace hold to go ahead and get that HP back. Just so well played right now for this Garchomp.
That is what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of the things you think about, like moves like Surf and Horn Leech and whatnot. Garchomp kind of has one of his own, I would call it, because essentially when you do that Dragon Rush, you can push objectives over to your side, and so that was definitely well executed by Toon. And so now we just kind of have to see it as this sort of in-between point. You've already hit the bees, you hit the Combi and Vespiquen combo. You got to wait for all those other objectives that I typically call out at this point. And so definitely, you guys, it sucks being coming off of a sickness right now, because I just want to yell as much as Kanashi for all these big moments. But I think we should be looking for more of those to come. I'm probably going to lose my... Can you lose a sinus? I'm gonna like throw a sinus out of my face.
if you could do that, that'd be great.
That'd be talented.
Just go ahead and take it out, rinse it under the sink, put it back in. You know, very, very basic. But what we have right here, you know, Gaimin Gladiators just trying to figure out where they want to go with this Garchomp. Already level 7, but if it hits that level 9, it is going to be a uphill battle, especially moving towards that final, especially moving into the first objective. Like if they happen to get it, it is going to be very dangerous for IXGT to go ahead and try to match up against this.
That's right, so we got about 10 seconds on that clock. Looking for that Dread now. Of course, Rotom spawns at the same time. Usually your fight is for Dread. So we got to see if they're going to pull off that hyperspace hole on the goal. You know, you notice right there it was used actually for saving. And so if GG was going to pull this, IXGT was going to pull this off, it would have to be about now. And that's just as I'm talking, they're going to do it, because Gaimin Gladiators is swarming this thing. They are looking for it. We go for the Egg Bomb, attempt at stealing, but will not get it. So GG on that orange squad. We'll go ahead and take this. Right side team, get that shield and experience.
And yeah, you already see the Garchomp finally online here for Toon, and it's very, very early here. They do have the Unite move, trying to use that Dragon Rush to go ahead and get out of this certain position. They are going to use that Outrage, trying to go ahead and get something going for them, but it's actually just going to go ahead and back them out here. So overall, Gaimin Gladiators just getting the experience that they need. Garchomp now online. Now it's just a matter of how is IXGT going to have to deal with the damage that Garchomp can put out here.
Well, I appreciate Morb there in the chat saying make sure to wash your sinuses with soap. That's I'm gonna need a lot more than that. I feel like it's devastating, you guys, but hey, this is about Unite, all right? So anyway, Toon will go ahead, Dragon Rush this thing back down to him. Look at this, level 10 right now from our Toon Chomp. Looking very solid, I would say, for today. And so if Toon's Garchomp pulls off, you know, if this was the move, I'm going to be very, very happy, and it's looking to be the move so far. Gaimin Gladiators down on points, but you have to consider the whole picture, right? Especially because we're in about that mid-game now, so we're going to be looking to more, I would say, to more of these objectives first, but keep an eye on the levels as we keep on proceeding right here.
Yeah, we do see Gaimin Gladiators already trying to focus on the Rotom, maybe apply a little bit of pressure to top lane as they are going to try to maybe rotate down to bottom. The amount of pressure that Toon is applying, not only to, like, few of the players here, utilizing the Dragon Rush to go ahead and push all of the like mob Pokemon towards their team is really big. It gives essentially IXGT no chance of potentially stealing it for themselves. So Gaimin Gladiators trying to maybe find a way through. You do see the rapid spin coming out from Sneaky Seal, probably dunking that 40 in, and exactly what I was saying there. Gonna go ahead and press forward after that quick score. Now they're going to try to rotate everybody back down here. We do see the Dreadnought respawning up here, and now the Hoops Unbound coming out for the team here, but the hyperspace hole going to be able to bring him back home. And there goes their own form of the Hoops Unbound. We do see the Garchomp and the Blissey already getting ready to go ahead and chomp away at this Dreadnought. We'll see if they happen to steal it away, and it's not going to happen. The initial push there, that nice heal coming out from the side of IXGT. Starting to lose my freaking words here, but we do see Toon going through, trying to maybe salvage, maybe get a couple of kills on the back end here, but they are still looking for more, pushing them away. But Toon getting in dangerously low HP here, and now they might not have a way out. The Gaimin Gladiators might be getting the thumbs down from IXGT.
You guys have to cut Kanashi a little bit of slack just because I've been making him pick up some of the more heavy moments with my sinus infection. So definitely if he's losing his mind too, it's all because of that. I'm making him carry a little bit of extra weight. So thanks for being having a nice backpack on, Kanashi, and carrying us all here. But Espo gonna go ahead and try to help take out some of this. It looks like right now Gaimin Gladiators is like, this is what I was talking about earlier when we were talking about, hey, don't look at too much about the score because that's gonna potentially be up for grabs, and Gaimin Gladiators certainly did so. But look at those levels, look at the objectives and all the different, moving parts of a Unite match. And so Gaimin Gladiators has shown us that they are in it to win it, so it's all going to come down to that final stretch most likely.
Yeah, and you see how much damage Toon is trying to apply here, just saying, hey, I could create space for my team, dropping super low, and is actually going to drop. Didn't have enough backup for them. Going to be able to grab everything with the safeguard and try to book it, but we'll see if Zugrug is going to be able to get out of here. It doesn't look like that is going to be one scrambled egg on the ground there. So really good play overall by Kratos, just getting that damage through and not allowing them to run away, get away with anything for free. And yeah, just continuing on with that pressure.
Gaimin Gladiators would love to add to that pressure, maybe just a nice Rotom right here, right? So we'll send that in if we can. So yes, Gaimin Gladiators going to go ahead and secure that, looking very good. And thank you so much to, I see that's Plasmor, I believe, was saying get well soon, Kendo. I really appreciate you guys. I know a lot of y'all have been giving me the love, but look at who else deserves the love, because that was just one of those clutch KOs at the last second. And that also allowed for IXGT, they would have less, of their members to actually take on that resistance of Rotom. And so while that pressure is going on, we can see that there's a big battle for Dreadnought here, but IXGT missing a lot of their members. Is it going to matter? No, that's actually not going to matter, because we can see the secure from the Hydro Typhoon right here, our Blastoise. Wonderful job, IXGT. You needed kind of that little push. You needed that oomph, especially going into the final stretch right here.
Yeah, but that might be proving costly. It was a good pickup to use in order to go ahead and get that last hit onto the Dreadnought, but we will see if that comes to bite them later. Now that they don't have it for the Zapdos fight, it looks like the rest of IX is already here, already bringing Zapdos down to half HP. Now the rest of Gaimin Gladiators pushing their way through as well. IXGT going to be able to secure this down as well, and now they are going to be able to apply that pressure. Maybe take this the first series to not go all the way to a game 3. Just applying that pressure, I'd be able to go ahead and just steal one from Gaimin Gladiators, reset the bracket, and make us play another full best of 3 moving forward.
It would definitely be a doozy. You can see all the goals they're being hurled out right now, and it is looking bad if you're Gaimin Gladiators. You don't have too many. Well, now you have full pockets. I was going to say at the time, you didn't have too many full pockets. You're going to bring down Zug out of there. So right now, Lutano's going for it, but you saw the hidden sneak. And so IXGT can put up this resistance right now pretty well. So I'm liking what I'm seeing right here from IXGT just as far as the entire final stretch picture goes. And Toon is that Garchomp going to be brought down. So, they say, hey, let's throw down that GG and send it to that reset.
Yeah, I think that is the case. I don't know if Gaimin Gladiators wants to be playing this kind of game. They're just testing things out kind of. In these matches, and I'm assuming that for the bracket reset they're gonna start clamping down a little bit more. Right now they're like, okay, let's run it back, let's make sure that it is a true best of 3. If that happens to be the case, then here we go. I mean, They definitely wanted us to watch this entire game out. So Gaimin Gladiators IXGT bracket reset. Now we are back at an original best of 3. We will see if that is going to be the case moving forward. Winner of this takes the whole series, so it is going to be another one to definitely keep in mind moving forward. So GG definitely feeling out, you know, IX, and IX is definitely rolling with it. They are confident in their picks, they're ready to go, and can't wait to see more of this game.